Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Transformers Punishment Tradeback. Ooh, okay. Now, I randomly, got this from someone that was an acquaintance of mine, and this was pretty interesting, so I kind of wanted to kind of go through with it, and I'm like, I don't know exactly, let me see here. Okay. Oh, this was like 2015 or whatnot. Alright. So I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I think this was nice and self-contained enough for you to be like, ooh, okay, we pretty much get a murder mystery with Optimus, Starscream, Windblade, and Slug kind of working together. This is after the war on Cybertron's over, and Starscream is, for some reason, Cybertron's leader. It's like, well, that's kind of fucked up. So let us crack into this. City of Steel. Come on, what could possibly go wrong? That's it, I'm out. What? That's the kiss of death. Who would even say that? I don't get it. You don't say nothing's going to go wrong, Treadshot. It's the kiss of death. Exactly. That's literally exactly what I said. This whole thing is a bad idea. We should go straight. I know a guy who knows a guy at the spaceport, and he can get us jobs. Nonsense. Autobots can get jobs. Neutrals can get jobs. Nobody's hiring Decepticons. They might say the war's over and it's time to move on, but that doesn't mean anything to the losers. We didn't lose. We broke even. We have Starscream in charge. Starscream is a sellout, and that's exactly why I'm saying we need to rob him. We can trade the junk he's been hoarding and get a ship off-world. Try our luck on some outer rim planet. Briscoe here's got a map. I got the... You hear that? I'm sure it's not... Don't say it, Treadshot. As then somebody pops up and starts taking him out. Say whatever you want. It won't make a difference. And it's just really gnarly seeing him kind of blasted with these flaming kind of rounds and dying. It's like, oh shit. So we see them, seeing what's kind of going on. Starscream, looking into it. Barricade helping out as well. Some cons got themselves killed, and that means they were doing something to deserve it. Much as I hate to agree with the Dinobot, Slug is right. Sir, there's been 3 murders, and a Cybertronian is a Cybertronian, whatever faction they used to belong to. Check out what Sludge sniffed out. A map of Metroplex. Not just Metroplex, that's my quarters. That's all the proof I need. 3 Decepticons were engaged in nefarious activities and their hijinks went bad. Somebody got angry, somebody else got killed. That's the way things go. Feel free to investigate, Barricade, but don't strain yourself. We've got other things to worry about. My world, Cybertron, a crimson sphere tarnished by millions of years of war. Here he comes, don't embarrass me. I am Optimus Prime and I helped win that war. But now as Starscream is chosen as leader, my new goal is to win the peace. Greetings, old friends. Starscream, you look the same. Right back at you, big guy. Windblade, good to see you again. I trust you and the Dinobots have been keeping your eyes on things. You know how things get. We've been busy. But Windblade and I are getting along famously. I guess that's pretty much true. So, to what do we owe this visit? I thought you and your little pals were hanging around. What was the name of the place? Earth. You know that, Starscream. Let's not play games. I'm here for a personal reason and only temporarily. It's like, okay. It's like, ooh, Optimus being all badass. It's like, really good art there. Like, oh, okay. But then, of course, they are like, he's asking how the civilian population is kind of acclimating. Of course, then the murders are brought up. It's like, it gets a little crowded in here. Some bots are setting up shop in the ruins of the old city. It's nothing serious, really. Plus, the settlers are prodding the rebuilding of Cybertron. We have a lot of planets to get up and running after all. It's a ghetto out there, Prime. A Decepticon ghetto. The cons can't find jobs here, and they don't have anywhere else to go. They can't find jobs because they're killers and lowlifes. That's the murder, Prime. Some Decepticons squabbling over who's going to steal what. And after all they did to Cybertron, what more do you think they're owed? And it's like, Optimus is like, fuck. And then bringing up this. None of us is owed anything. 4 million years of war proved that. Autobots and Decepticons battled for eons, destroying our world in the process. If Cybertron is to live, we must move forward, but Slug's words burn me to my spark. How many of these Decepticons, these Cybertronians, are really victims of a charismatic leader's rhetoric, and how many are, as Slug believes, brutal killers waiting for a chance to strike? And that's the rub. We see him going through, looking at all what's going on. I see the glances, the angry eyes. I led the Autobots. Not without reason, the Decepticons blame me for their fate. They live in the house that Prime built. Hey, Autobot, you make a wrong turn, this is our place, as things start going gnarly, but fight's going on and Starscream kind of like gets him out of there. A handshake with the devil, and I live another day. Another minor compromise, like 1,000 before. And every hand clawing at Starscream, clawing at me, gives proof that this is our shared legacy. This is the legacy of Cybertron. Of my world. You've been around a while. You're a guy that makes things happen. Why'd you never pick up a flying mode for yourself, Prime? Seems like it'd come in handy, like when everybody's shooting at you. It's not everyone. Starscream, the former Decepticon who's manipulated the post-war world for personal glory. For the briefest of moments, he's the only thing keeping me alive. Let me see. Oh, then Prime's like, no, there's literally somebody not looking at us, so what the fuck are they doing? Whoever that is clearly doesn't want to be seen with, well, whatever he's carrying. And people that don't want to be noticed usually should be. There's a reason I don't have a flying mode, Starscream. I've always found it best to stay grounded. Wait, what? What? Wait, don't. Oh, whatever. The difference between normal people and a mob is simple. You there. Both gain strength from their numbers. Stop running, but a mob relies on fear. Act without fear, as Prime just starts blowing his way through, and its power dissipates. Guys, Optimus freaking Prime is after me. He saw me with the merchandise. Ransack? Stratotronic? Oh no. Oh, this was just supposed to be nothing. Who'd kill us for bootlegging? But of course, he starts trying to fly away. Prime being like, I know how to wound. Shoot the wound, as the dude blasts and gets like knocked into a building. Still, at least flyers don't have to climb. Great idea, Prime. Best to stay grounded. Very, very clever. Gunshots. If my arrogance has caused innocents to be harmed, if my wounding shot let that Decepticon take a life. Sorry I'm late. I was calming things down. Are those dead Decepticons in the alleys yours? No, Starscream, and neither is this one. So we see that one's dead too. So, what the fuck? So they pretty much go to this bar to find Sandstorm. It's a Decepticon bar, but he is like an Autobot. You should be honored to have him in your bar, Gut Cruncher. This is the true Prime, the bot that turned Megatron good. Isn't that right, Sandstorm? It's been a while, old. Don't old friend me, Prime. I just wonder what you're doing here. Blur has a decent establishment, so just a bar isn't okay. I need it to be an Autobot-run bar. Maybe you see why I'm done with your scene. I spent enough time behind enemy lines to see what's what. We didn't come here to debate history, Gut Cruncher. I don't care, Prime. Just listen. Just leave. Stratotronic is dead. Ah, damn it. I told him. I told that idiot stay out of trouble. What did you catch him doing? Did he try and fight you? I didn't kill him, Gut Cruncher. I know he was bootlegging X-Gen for you, but I don't care about that. He acted suspiciously, so I followed, and someone murdered him and his compatriots, like they did with Treadshot yesterday. Yeah. Someone is killing Decepticons that commit crimes, and you got yourself a whole mess of suspects. Unfortunately, Sandstorm, you may be right. Both of you leave this to us. These are murders, Gut Cruncher. We're not allowing vigilante justice. Yeah, like Optimus Prime is going to arrest an Autobot for killing Decepticons. Of course he will. If somebody helps him, the rule of law applies equally to every Cybertronian. No, it doesn't, but it should. Look, I don't believe in his war or his Autobot cause. But I do know Prime is honest. If Decepticons won't aid him, well, maybe somebody that knows the Decepticons can help. And you sat there and pretended to be my friend, Sandstorm, when all you were doing was waiting for an excuse. An excuse to join his army again, because they pretty much leave out. It's like, okie dokie. Talking about how Sandstorm has changed. And they're pretty much looking into things going kind of crazy. We see all this kind of fire stuff. And they're pretty much trying to... the bar was pretty much, like, blown the hell up. And, of course, this leads them to... Sandstorm pretty much calling out Prime for this. And then being like, listen, I know other kind of stuff. Talking about like certain Decepticons wanting to pretty much burn the world for vengeance. Windblade's kind of perspective being a Autobot just getting onto Cybertron and seeing what's kind of going on. Let's see. Of course, being like this brought in with like the FireCon abilities, so they're like trying to figure out what's kind of going on with them. So they pretty much go to him, and then pretty much the Dinobots and like Sandstorm were going crazy and nuts because how the Firecons were also used in the war and what their rounds have done. It's like, oh shit. But Prime's trying to like keep control of the situation and make sure that the Firecons aren't killed and to stop Sandstorm and everything. Once we were warriors, now we are people and must behave as such. And a leader must know the difference. Yep. Very true there, Prime. So they get medics pretty much for them as they try to. And of course, Prime is pretty much put on the tail of the Dinobots potentially being part of this. And of course, Prime starts kind of fighting them a little bit because like one of the Dinobots can breathe fire, and that kind of like sets them off, and they start kind of fighting. It's like, oh shit, really good art on that kind of front. And of course, we see that like Starscream gets involved and says that there's been another murder while he's been working with, messing with the Dinobots. Starscream pretty much wants Barricade to pretty much destroy a ghetto, and he's like, "No way, Starscream. I'm the cop. I sided with the United Cybertron because I believe in it. But there's a reason I still wear the Decepticon sigil, and I'm sick of people saying I've sold out or I'm just an Autobot. I do what I do in the name of equality, and that's always been the Decepticon cause. I'm not following your order, and I don't care what happens to me. Barricade, no one will harm you. You are an honor to your cause, and do not lose sight. Your struggle is everyone's struggle. I don't know what to say to that, Prime. All of us must concentrate on finding the real killer or killers. This is the guy you followed for how many millions of years? How does someone with no understanding of politics, Starscream, we ain't friends. Don't, act like we are." And of course, bringing up that like someone was able to use a flying mode to kind of get out and everything, and that the Dinobots' hands aren't cleaner than the Firecons because of what they were doing at the war and everything. But Prime is figuring out who did this, and it's like, okay. Of course, the Dinobot dude pretty much chops off the Optimus statue's head's like, yeah, screw that. But of course, they were the murderer was trying to get at the Dinobots, so they kind of saved them, but they had to do like a red herring kind of thing. And of course, we find out that it's Sandstorm. It's like, oh shit. Saying that like Prime deserves the same, he's getting hit. But then we start figuring out all the crazy kind of shit that was going on and why it's pretty much drawn Sandstorm into this. Let's see. Too much to let go unpunished. When I was a wrecker, I saw not just the enemy, but the things we did. We killed unarmed prisoners, Prime, and as bad as things got, we were never the worst. The inhabitants of some backwoods planet called Trejor helped us after a run-in with a Decepticon flagship. Treadshot and his crew were sent to make sure that never happened again. When we ran into Heavy Barrel's crew siphoning pseudo-energon from a tiny mechanized world, they laughed at starving natives. Laughed. Gutcruncher and the Stratatronic spree-killed Cybertronian refugees under our protection, just to prove no one was safe. We set down on a desert world weeks after Skidmark and the others at Gutcruncher's bar had casually crushed some nameless civilization. They never even reached the stars, Prime. That always stuck with me, so I pretended to make friends with the killers. I set up a plasma incendiary. You were right about the blast pattern. It was much too organized for Firecons. The Firecons breathing flames so hot the air burned on Varus Centralis. Yeah, thousands of Autobots died that day. They're not the brutal fist of the Autobot way, the Dinobots. We wreckers weren't scared of them. We were horrified. But it wasn't until I went behind enemy lines, learning the Decepticon secrets, that I really learned ours. Scram and Fireball and the others, destroying planets in retaliation for aiding the Decepticons. Getting out of the courtyard where I killed them was easy. A triple changer like me can drive and fly. The hard thing was the lingering question. Had they acted alone? Did Autobot High Command send them? Did you learn about them, Prime, and just never tell us? If you did, I understand. It's too much to know. How can I live with myself now? How do you? As he's pretty much broken because of everybody committing horrible atrocities in the war. I tried to stay grounded. Sandstorm went to jail, but I still had another reason to be on Cybertron, a personal one, that drew me to the site of the first of Sandstorm's murders. I heard you came back here, Optimus. Sandstorm won't be going anywhere. Not if Starscream has his way. That is for the best. What are you holding? It had a few names, but I always called it the Matrix of Leadership. I heard it broke, like Cybertron. Okay. Where are we going? This building was constructed above ancient ruins. On this day, in this place, many, many years ago, I received the Matrix. This is the anniversary of me becoming Prime, an ancient position, one of oppression and tyranny. This is where my future began, built on past crimes, the kind Cybertron can never escape. Don't give up, Optimus. You saved the Dinobots after I said they should die. You needed to lie big to draw Sandstorm out. You don't know me very well. I never lie. At least Sandstorm saw Cybertron united, even if it was united in atrocity. Slug's refusal to change is the greater threat to our future. Then why come here? What did you hope to find? The memory of believing in tomorrow, Windblade, no matter what I feel. Cybertron needs to hold on to that, as we see the Slug at the end. So, this was interesting to kind of learn more of, like, what war does and what millions of years of war did to Sandstorm to do this. I did like it was a kind of murder mystery thing. I liked the kind of different kind of action and everything, and like the voices of the characters seem to fit what I've pretty much had for Transformers, and I'm like, ooh, okay, because I am looking into like certain kind of tradebacks of the Transformers at certain kind of points, especially with the run that is concluded and what Robert Kirkman's been doing so far as well. So, and it was just kind of crazy that this kind of popped. I was like, hey, we had these kind of things. It's like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I actually really enjoyed it. And a nice time reading through it and seeing the art and everything, even though this is a real downer and kind of depressing, but at least attempting to try and find the future of Cybertron going forward, even though you got things going completely kind of crazy with, like, Starscream. I know compromises need to be made, but, like, there'd have to have been a better Decepticon kind of representative or whatnot that you could have done to, like, it's like, Starscream, Autobots probably wouldn't like it, Neutrals probably wouldn't like it, and Decepticons probably wouldn't like it. And like, oh, God. But I liked all the different kind of dynamics, Optimus trying to figure out what was kind of going on and who was behind it. So, those are my opinions on the Tradeback. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.